Patrick Mahomes is basically God playing quarterback.
Chiefs Kingdom
live.
They want it. They want it.
Yeah, when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. Go get it.
That's the difference here right there, baby.
Yeah, we're not having a snowball fight.
He'll get handled when he gets handled.
The Lombardi Trophy has a red and gold reflection. Touchdown! Kansas City! One of the greatest duos in the history of the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce. Do it live!
Let's go!
You gotta fight for your right to party!
Let's go!
Howdy, Chiefs Kingdom. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's Chiefs Kingdom Live. Thank you so much for joining us. If you would, real quick, if you don't mind, before you forget, make sure you click or tap that like and click or tap that subscribe button. Maybe tell a friend, tell a family member, tell some Chiefs fans, help spread the word. We would really appreciate that. Got a good show lined up for y'all tonight. Lots of news, breaking news, Chiefs making trades, preseason coming to an end. Rashee Rice is setting the internet, NFL social media, Chiefs Twitter, whatever you want to call it, on fire. Roster battles, who's going to make the team, who's not. There's all kinds of stuff going on. We are right there, man, knocking on the door of the regular season. It's good to see everybody in the chat filling up early here. Really appreciate you joining. Make sure if you got a question or comment, throw something up. Again, I constantly hear from people, I watch, but I don't say anything because I just don't want to say something dumb or what. I'm like, do you watch the show, don't you? Like I say dumb shit all the time. So yeah, if you're watching, make sure you say what's up or ask a question or join in the chat. It makes it a lot more fun for everybody else. Before we get into it, Bo has returned from his walk in the desert. I don't even know exactly where he's been at. Bo, how you been, man?
Good, man. I found this crazy guy on Craigslist, said he would give me a free ayahuasca experience. Just had to meet him down in Mexico City. So did that for 2.5 weeks. No, just moving around Salt Lake City, doing the hustle and bustle that we do. Good to see you guys, man. It's been a minute. It's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
good to see everybody in the chat. Big Doug, Buddy Grass. 24 is gone, Buddy Grass. I'm happy about it. We'll get into that here in a little bit. How are you guys doing? Good to see you guys.
Nikolai, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. We need to get that clip of Scott saying, I say dumb shit all the time. Like, and put that in the show intro for next season.
An audio clip.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm good. We got to watch some football. Things are taking shape. The Bills got shut out. Lots of good stuff happened this past week. So I'm excited to get into it, man. Excited to have Bo back. Bo, we missed you, man. It's great having me on the show.
Be back.
It's just not the same without you, bro. I mean, Scott's great, but
it's just like talking with your brother or something. Right?
It's just like sitting there talking to my brother for an hour.
Right. Yeah, summer's winding down. Good. Summer's.
Buddy Grass is stirring the pot here earlier. Scotty. Your favorite.
Yeah. He knows too. He sees us on social media. He knows.
If they see me trolling.
My argument against alternate uniforms is look at other teams' alternate uniforms. Case closed. Yeah,
pretty solid argument.
I think maybe Laney and Big Doug, you mentioned the Bills getting shut out. I think maybe Laney and Doug were might not have been harassing a Bills fan at the golf course country club the other day. I don't know.
Bills fan, huh?
Love to see it.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Obviously, the big news breaking. Joked on the text thread with Bo and Nick here right before the show starts. Like, finally, news breaks right before the show starts instead of right after or the morning after. We usually miss it by about 8 to 12 hours, but we got one. Sky Moore traded to the San Francisco 49ers. The picks are pretty kind of inconsequential. They trade spots next year's draft. The Chiefs move up to 6, I think, and the Niners are going to move down to 7. Never really worked out for old Sky. Listen, we were very critical of the guy, and we put this on our social media. Like, it's obviously nothing personal. By all accounts, a good dude, a fun-loving guy, always had a positive attitude. Stand-up, positive member of the community. Didn't seem to get in any trouble or cause any problems, so no hard feelings there. But Sky Moore was very bad at playing football for the Kansas City Chiefs. Nick, what was your reaction, and how do you feel about the Chiefs just kind of like, man, like, maybe it's not you, it's us, right? Like, just we're going to send you off to a new, some new surroundings and see if a new scene fits you better. What do you think?
So yeah, a couple things. I mean, this continues the reverse trend now, where when we have draft picks that don't work out, we flush them to San Francisco. Like our entire childhood, it was always like the train was going the other direction.
Right. Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
It's karma.
I thought, yeah, dude. Look, when he was in playing with like the third team, and he dropped that pass, I was like, you could see like the way that he reacted to is like, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like he knew, like you just knew
He might have already been done, but yeah, I mean, it was.
He's a second round pick out there with the third team. So the chances were not, it was like the magic 8 ball, like outlook not so good.
Right.
To like, yeah, like pack your stuff. You're going to a different team if you're lucky enough to to go. So look, I wish him the best of luck. Maybe he'll get in a different system and have some success. Like we don't wish him any ill will, but it was time, right? It was just, like not all the picks work out. And he was kind of like an undersized wide receiver when we selected him in the second round. And I thought maybe we were going to see that second year bump, and then he really just couldn't catch the ball, right? I mean, that was the big thing, is like he had opportunities and he could get open. And when he got open, though, he just didn't capitalize on his opportunities like we would have hoped. And so it's just time to move on, man.
Yeah. Bo, what's your reaction?
My first reaction was, man, I hope this works out for John V, right? As Nick was mentioning, we were so used to getting San Francisco players, and they were happy to get rid of players to us, and like, oh, see you later. We'd get them and turn them around and turn them into stars. Tired legs, McKinnon's coming to mind right off the top of my head. No, yeah, everything that Nick kind of said, he was just one of those players that just could never really develop and get things going. And just when you thought you're like, all right, we're done with this guy, he would do something that would flash, and just he'd be like, oh, well, all right, that's what we were looking for. And then you just never get it consistently enough to keep him like around, right? And it's been a topic on this show, like how long are we going to keep him around? And then you saw that same kind of momentum for him happen in preseason, right? Where he just, like as Nick was alluding to, dropping passes, but then flash and return a punt return, right? And so it's just unfortunate for him that he just couldn't get that momentum behind him. But yeah, like not nothing bad to say about the guy personally, just couldn't work. It didn't work out for him. So
yeah. I mean, we said it from the beginning on this show, or at least I know I did. It was a puzzling pick to begin with. The guy didn't have, Nick, like you mentioned it, he didn't have some great size to him. He wasn't a burner, right? Didn't have like some crazy 4.3 speed. He played at a small school that he was good at, but I wasn't like a dominator necessarily. It was kind of a head scratcher from day one for me. And I'd like to give Brett Veach and the front office the benefit of the doubt. But it was him not working. It wasn't surprising to a lot of people, I don't think either. Is this Brett Veach's like worst draft pick? I mean, I don't know. There's like some Breland Speaks and some other guys, but I mean, for a second round pick to basically in 3 years give you, what do you have, 200 or 300 yards receiving and 1 or 2 touchdowns, and then basically get flipped so you can swap 6th and 7th late round draft picks? That's a pretty bad move, wasn't it, Bo?
Yeah, I mean, you always got to give Veach the benefit of the doubt, though, right? Like,
especially usually, the scouts. Yeah.
There's always those players, though, that, we only get to see a limited amount of what the coaching staff gets to see versus like practice, training, evaluations, and all, and the whole 9 yards. So, I bet you he's just one of those guys that can perform when there's not a ton of pressure. But I mean, when you have 30, 40,000 people in a stadium bearing down on you, and then like the pressure of the literal pressure of the defense in your face, I just don't think he's one of those guys that was able to capitalize on it too much. So, Yeah, not too surprising of a move, but yeah, for them to trade him. But yeah, it was a surprising move when they brought him on for sure.
Right. Chief Bloody Grass bringing up a good point about FAU. Felix Anudike-Uzomah. We'll talk about him when we kind of talk about roster battles in the preseason and whatnot. But there's a chance he comes back and provides something. And the story's written and done for Sky Moore. Nick, I mean, where does this rank up? I mean, as far as maybe whiffs by Brett Veach.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely up there. Look, I will say what tempers that is that he had a huge punt return after struggling all year in the AFC Championship game that basically like put us in position where we were able to win to go to the Super Bowl. And then he also caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So he wasn't super productive, but I know Sky, I know your argument. I'll let you say it when it comes to your turn to talk.
Jumping at the bit there.
Dude, like those two plays, like temper the worst draft pick ever, right? Because like that punt return, even if you exclude the touchdown, dude, that punt return was clutch. Like, if you watch the franchise, he's like, they're like, we're putting you in, and he's like, I mean, like, really? And they're like, I mean, we don't have anybody else. Every other player got hurt. All the wide receivers got hurt in that game. He had to go in. They called his number. He made a big play. We won the game. Slayed the Bengals there. Got our revenge against them.
Arrowhead.
So, yeah, the Arrowhead game. So I'll say that because of that, I don't think you could say it's necessarily the worst draft pick, but I mean, it's definitely, just you'd expect to get a lot more productivity out of a second round pick at that position. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe CEH. Yeah, that's I'm gonna go
CEH though had. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, he's up there. I mean, you look at the amount of yards though and touchdowns that CEH provided compared to Sky Moore, and it's really not that close. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I want to say, had a year where he had 800-something yards, close to 1,000 yards, rushing and receiving. So Sky Moore didn't even come close to half of that in 3 years or whatever it's been here. So the Chiefs have moved on. It was pretty obvious he wasn't going to make the team. So, hey, look, cut your losses while you can and get out. And rather than just releasing him here next week, right, and letting a team pick him up for free on waivers, the Chiefs at least move up one round, albeit at the end of the draft. Sometimes you can get a steal. So a nice move there. Again, best wishes to Sky Moore on his new team in his new city. Unless we face him again in Super Bowl, which I think, ironically enough, is in San Francisco this year. So, yeah, we'll be hoping that he can kind of turn things around and stick around there in the Bay Area. So, best wishes to him. The other big news is Rashee Rice was looking like he was going to be missing the first part of the season, and people are speculating how many games he would get suspended. Some people were saying 2 games. Some people were saying 10 games. Some people were saying anywhere in between. Turns out the reports are kind of weird on this deal that the NFL wanted 10 games, and now there's reports coming out saying, no, that was never it. It was 8 games. I don't know. He has basically, I don't want to say appealed, right, the decision, but they couldn't come to an agreement, and so he's asked for a disciplinary meeting with the board and the arbitrator, the NFL arbitrator that handles these types of things when players and teams and union can't come to an agreement on a suspension. Bo, I can't remember where you were at on how many games you thought initially, but what do you think about the reports that the NFL wanted 8 or 10 games? He was thinking maybe it should have been closer to 3 or 4 games. Where were you at on that, and where do you maybe see this coming down for Rashee Rice?
Yeah, I remember the last show that we were doing, we were talking about this. We were kind of speculating, kind of torn between 4 and 6 games. That was like the Twitter survey, right? And I was on the ladder towards 6. And then I would kind of remember saying, like, I feel like it's going to be more, like 6 or more for some reason, 6 probably being the more likely option. This is why I'm learning a lot about this whole process, right? I didn't realize there was like negotiations to suspensions, and I was just like,
Sure.
I thought they just handed out your punishment. I didn't realize there was this whole negotiation.
And then you could appeal it, right? Like,
take note, kids, when your parents are doling out punishments that you can, hey, you just negotiate this. Get yourself.
What about 1.5 weeks of being grounded to dead?
I'm gonna have to have my union representative get back to you on that.
I know I wrecked your car, but how about only 1 week of suspension? Yeah. No, it's just fascinating to me. It's wild because you see Homer's obviously going like, oh, he did his time. He's giving all this money back to the community. He's got jail time. He's got to do all this and that, and he should only get 2. And I'm like, I'm not that big of a homer, right? I feel like what he did was fairly serious. We've had a lively conversation on our group chat about going back and forth about the seriousness of his actions. So I tend to lean on that side. There's a little bit more serious than a 2-game suspension. I'm just curious to see how this all works out. Like I said, I didn't realize there was the negotiation aspect to it. I was kind of leaning towards 6. Kind of looks like it's going to be that in the middle of the season. I mean, you just kind of treat it like a sprained injury, right? Like a sprain or something that takes a pulled hammy or something. And fortunately, it won't be. So he'll be able to work out and kind of maintain his physical shape and everything. So it's not like losing the guy completely, but you do lose that momentum. You lose the reps and that feel you get playing in the game. But I mean, it's been a long time coming. I'm ready for this to get resolved so the Chiefs can finally game plan around their entire season. It's got to be madness in their office trying to plan for this, thinking like, all right, they're probably going to dole it out at the beginning of the season. You plan for that. Then it comes out like, oh no, his hearing's not even until the season starts. And then it's probably going to take a week after that. So you're looking at first, 4 or 5 games. So mid-season. So I'm ready for it to get done. We were kind of talking like it happened so long ago. I feel like it should have been resolved a lot sooner, but here we are.
Yeah, the NFL was waiting for the legal stuff to wrap up, and if you've got a good lawyer, they will drag it out for a long time, as long as possible. That's not just for Rashee Rice. That's kind of a lot of attorneys' approach in general. But Nick, where do you think this comes down? I mean, what do you think about him maybe getting to play the first 4 or 5 games? Is that better, or having him off in the middle of the season and maybe the distraction element of it and then having to come back and rework himself into the offense? I mean, what's your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I think that having him for the first few games of the season, our schedule starts out pretty tough. I mean, so selfishly, that's like, seems like it plays out better for the Chiefs. So you could say that, and then they'll have some continuity break there in the middle of the season where maybe they start to get something going and then they have to change it up. But I mean, I still think it's better if you can have them to start the season. As far as where the suspension falls at, I've been pretty stuck on a half of a season, and now that they're saying that that's kind of what the league was looking at, like 8 or 9 games. Like, I'm sitting there like, man, I've been wrong about like every freaking prediction for like the last year and a half, and then like the one I'm right about is the one where like I don't want to be right.
Sure, yeah.
That'd suck. But look, it is what it is. Like you do the crime, you do the time, right? Yeah. So like he's got to make it right and just put this behind him, and hopefully come back later in the season ready to kick some ass, right? I mean, it's going to be go time then. It's going to be securing the 1 seed, hopefully, right? Hopefully we're in that position, right. And thinking playoffs. So I think that it'll be all right. The Chiefs are a team that can endure, and they can endure a lot of challenges throughout the season. They have the right coaching staff to do it. They have the right players, and ultimately they have the right quarterback, right? So I think that this plays out, favorably for KC if he's there for the first few games.
Yeah, I was in that 8-game ballpark myself. The guy calls, listen, there's a lot of circumstances, and people have made some analogies and some comparisons to other players and their suspensions, and I don't know that you really want to get into like a debate about
wild
which crimes are better or not as bad to commit than others.
Right.
And like some of these players that have got longer suspensions, they never even like pled guilty to their stuff, right? Or were charged. There's all kinds of like factors that are different. So for me, the idea that people are saying, "Oh, he can't get as many games as this guy who did that." I'm like, well, that's not really apples to apples
I
comparison
don't think
here.
that's how that works.
Like the fact of the matter is he pled guilty to 2 felonies. He was street racing, caused a multi-car injury accident, and left the scene of the crime. Man, like that's severe. Like, and he's done the right things, and he's said the right things, and by all accounts, he's staying out of trouble, and he's kind of spoke out about street racing, and he's made some comments, and he's owned up to what he did. But yeah, I always thought the 2 to 3 game crowd was foolish. I thought maybe the 10 games or more crowd was a little bit severe.
Yeah, I thought the 10 game or more crowd was obviously like Bills fans or Bengals fans, right? Like,
yeah.
Get him out for the whole season.
Right. Yeah. He should never be allowed to play again. Yeah. So the interesting thing to me is I feel like we've talked about the schedule and the first 2 weeks, especially, and the first 3 out of 4 with being on the road at the Chargers, a team that we've handled and been able to beat fairly regularly, but they play us tough. And then you get week 2 coming back home against the Eagles, a week 4 game against the Ravens. Pretty tough start to the schedule. I feel like most Chiefs fans, all 3 of us would have taken, hey, look, if he can play the first 4 games and then serve a suspension in the middle, that would have been best case scenario. But I've heard a lot of people that are in the know, and I feel like that know Andy Reid, and they haven't reported that he said this. He hasn't said this publicly, but I mean, these people these sources that are saying this stuff out there, they're kind of insinuating that Andy Reid would much rather him just serve the suspension to start the year. That way they know how many games it is, what they got to do, helps them plan. They don't have the distraction, the uncertainty, the turmoil mid-season. I mean, if that's really Andy's true feelings, Nick, does that change your mindset on whether or not you think it would be better to play the first part of the season or not?
What does Andy Reid know?
Yeah, right. That's a dumb question. I don't even know why I asked it.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, I'm just some joker here on the internet, talking with his buddies, but I mean, I just think quality of opponent matters a lot. And so I understand. I think Andy Reid is a very like regimented, like, he eats probably the same thing
routines.
for, you know what I mean, breakfast every day type person. And I think that's what they thrive on, is like that routine, and kind of like kind of just the habit is excellence, right? And when they have things that they can't control, that probably irritates him more than it impacts the team. If you look at, like, you want to talk about distractions, like, you mean like Taylor Swift, right? Like the biggest pop star in the world, right? Starts dating a tight end, or, I mean, the New Heights podcast, or, Patrick Mahomes' father's legal battles right before the Super Bowl, right? Like, I mean, like, this team can handle unknowns, right? So I don't know. I don't know. I think it probably like impacts him more than it impacts the team, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Bo, I mean, what's your thoughts about Andy Reid maybe seeing this the other way than I think most Chiefs fans I've seen? I kind of agree that, man, you get him back to those first 4 games. Those are tough games, but I mean, does that kind of like sway your opinion on it all, or?
Dude, I'm so on the fence of if I was Commissioner Bo, like, and I had preference here, what I would do. If I could say, like, all right, it's gonna be at the beginning versus the middle. Like, I see both arguments, and they make a lot of sense to me, right? I think I'm leaning towards like having them for those first 4 games, because it's just such a grueling schedule. Not necessarily like the opponents we're facing, but traveling internationally, and then road games, and then I know you hate this phrase, the Super Bowl repeat, right? Rematch game, right? I know you don't like the phrasing around that, but the teams that played in the Super Bowl play each other again, so there's a lot of drama surrounding that game. How about that?
And
so
they
it doesn't
kicked
really
our
roll
ass,
off the tongue.
right? And the
exactly, right?
So
I mean, it's just a grueling stretch right there. But then, like Doug brings up a really good point. It's a small little comment. We'll have fresh legs at the later end of the season, and that's huge too, right? We always talk about how crucial the bye week is in certain weeks, right? And if you can get it towards the later season, you kind of get it like a little fresh start for the team. So I mean, just having players fresh towards the end of the season for this team, I think is very crucial too. So I mean, like I said, I'm just so on the fence. I can see I feel like it's going to be the middle. And I feel like the biggest complaint there is everybody's like, oh, but we got the Bills, we got the Lions. And it's like, well, first of all, I'm not doubting Andy Reid being able to game plan without Rashee Rice. We saw it last year. He can do it. And like to know that he's getting them back at a certain time, I think has got to be way more peace of mind than knowing like, is he coming back? How is it, for those first couple of weeks when he got injured and then ultimately he didn't come back. So like that peace of mind, I think would be settled for him. But yeah, man, I see both arguments. I would lean towards having him towards the beginning and suspended towards the middle if I could.
Sure. The other kind of thing too is I feel like if the Chiefs, if they get this thing and if Rashee Rice, his suspension comes down and it's 5 or 6 or 7 games or whatever it is, and that's like they come in at week 5 after reviewing it and coming up their decision. I mean, if he misses the Bills game, I view the Bills, especially when you look at their schedule this year. Schedules can be funny, and sometimes a tough schedule isn't as tough as it looks, and sometimes a schedule that looks easy is more difficult than it appeared at first. But to me, the Bills are still the prime competition in the AFC, and missing that game. I mean, yeah, would you want them against the Eagles? Did you like? But really, a loss. I mean, it's a home loss, which you never really want to have. But a loss to the Eagles, it's an NFC team. I mean, the Ravens, Chiefs have kind of had the Ravens number anyway. Over the last several years, there's no guarantee that they would beat them again this year. But
low-hanging fruit right there, though, is like, is the Bills game necessary, though? Like, we've proven like they can beat us, and it's just like
but
that
and the Bills
seed argument, though,
right? And Bills could always bill and lose a couple of games that they have no business losing. I mean, Josh Allen's never been the 1 seed in his career with the Bills for a reason, really. But man, playing in that like the AFC easy division and looking at some of like their opponents, man, I feel like you're going to have to be in that 2 or 3 loss range to have a shot and get the 1 seed and play this AFC championship game if you advance that far at home. Man, like to have a tiebreaker over them and to be at full strength to me, along with the Andy Reid thing, I'm almost like leaning more to like, let's just get his 4 or 5 games out early and get him back and get him going. And let's try to get the Bills in the regular season this year. And I feel like that's going to be a tiebreaker. And I feel like I said, with the Bills and the ease of which their schedule appears to be compared to the Chiefs, man, 1 game against them could be a big swing when it comes playoff seeding in January. So we're going to find out. But we had the poll question, which I don't think we need to put up now because didn't really understand how many games the league was looking for at that point and the mediation, the way that whole thing goes. We had put out there on the Chiefs Kingdom Live X account. If you're not following us there, make sure you go check us out. You can follow us there on the Instagram and the Facebook at Chiefs Kingdom Live as well. About, do you think like forcing this disciplinary review hurts, helps, or doesn't have any effect at all on the suspension? It looks like it's going to help 100%, right? Like if the NFL wanted 8 or 10 games, I don't see any way he ends up getting like 12 games now. I thought maybe, listen, if you're arguing and making them go to this step and dragging it into the season, is there a possibility the NFL and I know the arbitrator is supposed to be independent, but do they retaliate against you and maybe tack another game or 2 on before they were really going to? But it looks like by all accounts now the way he has taken this, the course he's kind of directed this thing down. It's looking like it's probably going to help him or not hurt him at all, but it's definitely not looking like that's going to cause any more of a suspension.
It's just the NFL's way to like save grace a little bit, so it doesn't look like we're favoring that. She's like, no, we wanted 10, and right, just shut up some of the haters a little bit so they get them off their back.
Yeah. And it looks like we got Johnny V's in the house. Bear down, I think is what that means. Good to see you, John V.
All right.
Man, we got John C. We got John V. We got
Johnny V, John V,
Johnny V, and John V.
Got the John show again.
Welcome. Appreciate you joining in. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see. I don't know. We don't think we necessarily need to talk about this unless it comes up, and they could still come to an agreement before the arbitration thing. That's still a possibility. But, I mean, if you're in the chat right now, get on the record here. We're going to go around the horn. Bo, I'll let you go first. How many games does it end up being? What's the final number?
6. 6 in the middle. Yeah, like probably week 6 too, right? That whole thing will take a week to get out, and so you'll see him first 5 games.
Bo, or Nick, how many games suspension?
I'm sticking with 8.
Sticking with 8, huh? I was with you on the 8, but I think with this review and the way it's going down, I think I'm gonna change my number here. I'm going down. I'm going with Bo. I think it ends up being 6 games.
I thought you were gonna take 7. It's just like he's gonna price us right, both of us.
Dude, they just look, man. Look, like they never do an odd number of games suspension, do they? I mean, do you ever remember a player getting 5 games? Now, maybe like a guy's gotten a 4-game suspension, appealed it, and they knocked it down to 3. But really, it seems like it's always an even number of games that they tag these guys with when it comes to.
I feel like there was a weird stint in the 80s and 90s where they're dealing out 5 games for Cowboys players and their booger sugar use back in the day.
Yeah. Not sure if Parker's got a serious question there or not, but obviously this is related to the accident, high-speed accident he caused.
Dude, it's funny he says that. Did you guys see the comparison, by the way, that Mike Florio was making of these cases? And like, we kind of talked about the ridiculous of comparing to, but he was just comparing the nature of this case having a video and how it kind of it really changes the way the NFL handles situations when there's a video versus when there isn't. Because he says, like, I don't know, you can hear something and it doesn't sound that gruesome, and then you see it and like, whoa, my God. And this is the take that blew my mind. He said, we've all seen somebody get knocked out, but that video, I mean, when I heard it, I wasn't okay, but I've seen it. Ugh. I've seen somebody get knocked out. But I was just like, that's a bad take, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, consider the source there, man. That dude, he's also been saying for 4 years Andy Reid's retiring. And
do you guys think that the fact that there's video in this case, the fact that it's on video and it's him, do you think that has any weight on adding more games to this suspension, or do you think that doesn't really?
I think there are situations where video really helps people understand the severity of the crime better. I don't think this is one of them, though, personally. I mean, I don't.
I think if there was like doubt maybe as to whether someone was innocent or not, obviously having the video affects that, right? But he pled guilty. I don't know that really having the video really.
Yeah, if he was fighting it tooth and nail, like he was innocent, didn't do it, then this would be like.
I think that goes back to like, wasn't it the Ray Rice, coincidentally his same last name, but on the Ravens, they suspended him for the domestic violence incident in the elevator, and then when the video came out, it was like, oh my God, we got to suspend this guy a lot more games. I don't know, maybe if he would have been suspended and then the video came out, maybe, but yeah, no, I don't think that really has a whole lot of bearing on it. I mean,
am I the only one that thinks like Mike Florio reminds me of that worm tongue guy from Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, okay. I see what you're going with.
You see it? You can't unsee it now.
Yeah,
you should get that trending.
I mean, to me, the guy looks like a vampire or something. I don't know. He's creepy looking, man, for sure. But
he was a lawyer, right?
Yeah,
well, good reason for looking like that.
He's got terrible takes all the time, and for being on, like the dude is on Sunday Night Football, right, on NBC and Pro Football Talk. I mean, the dude is wrong and has some really, really bad takes a lot about stuff for being someone who's connected. I mean, he's not like us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the dude supposedly has sources in the league and is on National Football League pregame, at least broadcasts talking about the sport. So, yeah, I don't know.
There you go, Scott. You don't know Lord of the Rings. That's the guy on the left there. When I think of Mike Florio, I think of that guy.
Yeah, I see the resemblance there. Florio doesn't look that good, but
that's his alter ego whispering into his ear.
Right? Yeah. I don't.
Holmes is unhappy.
Yeah, and it's weird too. Like, where did
you heal?
Where did the
I think we got a new video. We need to put the splice together, Bo.
I'm seeing it, Nick.
Where does the Chiefs hate come from too? Like, that's the other thing I don't understand. Like, is he got Broncos fan or something, or Raiders fan? I don't. It doesn't. It's weird to me.
Vikings fan in the chat.
The referees are definitely favoring them.
I mean, maybe he's got some animosity going back to that Super. Maybe he's got some animosity going back to that Super Bowl 4. I don't know. Like that's I don't get it, man. But he's a clown, and pretty much everybody knows that he's a clown. And yeah, it's not surprising to me that he would say something like that. Again, I mean, the guy has said for 3 years, could this be Andy Reid's last year? What? No. Just signed a contract extension. He's got Patrick Mahomes in the middle of a dynasty. You think he's just going to quit? Yeah. Crazy.
Vikings fan. Well, we won't hold that against him. Yeah. No,
all right,
dude.
well, we're going to find out. But I think we're pretty close on the amount of games we think he misses. We all think he's going to play the first month, though, right? I mean, either of you two think they get this settled and then he misses the first 4 or 5 games?
No, I don't.
Nick?
Just going off of the reports, you got to think that's when they have the date set, right?
Right.
So I wouldn't think that would happen before then.
Right. I mean, they could settle it. I've heard there's been people saying they could settle it still and avoid the disciplinary hearing. But it looks like mid-season, 6 games, which come back week 11, like Big Doug was saying, be kind of fresh, for that last stretch, that last push into December and January into the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. But preseason game number 3, the Chiefs, the grand finale against the Bears at Arrowhead.
No Bears.
If you're following us on X, you probably saw CKL hooked up someone with the CKL seats for the Bears game. Going to be taking a young fan to their first Chiefs game, so that's exciting for them. That's why you need to be following us on X and on social media. So we're going to be doing a lot of giveaways. What's that?
Do you know the screen name?
I don't recall the winner's screen name, but they're going to be at Arrowhead Friday night. Starters expected to play except for a few players dealing with injury after sitting the week 2 game. That's kind of surprising, right? I mean, although you can't really predict anything with the preseason the way it is now. Andy Reid listed the players that were out. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice, those guys were not among the players that he said would not play. Doesn't guarantee that they will play, but I mean, Nick, how surprised are you going to be if you see those guys out there against the Bears Friday night, man?
I don't know. I don't know what to think because they would typically the dress rehearsals the second game in the 3-game preseason, right? As opposed to it used to be the third game, and then they had nobody play before the 4th. Right. So it wouldn't, to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me. You're going to Mahomes is in for 4 plays and 2 of them were handoffs in the whole preseason. I think maybe they'll give him a series or 2 and then, say they're good to go. I know Mahomes has always been the I need to get hit once in the preseason guy. Yeah. I'm okay with him not getting hit once in the preseason.
I think we all are, man.
I don't think he's going to get hit plenty in the regular season to get
right.
that.
Have one of our guys hit him in practice with a bunch of mattresses and pillows and stuff all around him on the ground. Get that hit out of the way. Some friendly fire.
Yeah, maybe get some airbags around him or something. But look, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, that if they were out there for a series. I think that maybe they're just experimenting. But I don't know. It's weird. We were just talking earlier about how Andy Reid's such a regimented, he's got a plan and they execute the plan, and it's this just doesn't track to what they've done in the past. So
routine, right? Systems, procedures. Bo, I mean, are you gonna be shocked or surprised if Patrick is out there and the rest of them guys last game of the preseason?
No, dude. I mean, I'm always kind of an advocate for it, because it's not for him. It's for the guys they're giving the eye test to that are kind of on the fence, on the bubble. Right, there's a couple of guys in the receiving room that we're looking at. So I would bet you see a quick slant rant to Royals right out the bat, or something with Tunyon, somebody who's they're kind of who do we want to take this guy, right? So let's see what he looks like out there at real speed, right? So I could see that being the case. as Nick alluded to, the other couple plays being a couple handoffs to see if it's going to be Rashard Smith or Carson Steele at game pace. I think they're just kind of looking for that eye test in that first series, and it's going to be quick. I don't think they're going to try to get out there and light it up right away or go for a 70-yard bomb down the field, right? It's just too risky, way too risky, man. These guys, a lot of the guys playing that aren't starters are just playing way too hard. It's that crunch time for them, and they're trying to get that spot. So it's just too risky to have those guys out there. So wouldn't be shocked to see him for a real quick series, but yeah, never knew.
I don't know. I thought when Patrick didn't play last week against Seattle, that just meant he was on ice, right? Until in the starters. But there's obviously now starters. There's linemen and guys that are going to play. But I'll be surprised if Patrick Mahomes is out there. Travis Kelce. Man, you got to think those guys. I mean, you roll an ankle or something. I don't think Patrick's going to be having any bootleg like designed runs or QB draws or anything where
that's what I'm saying.
Put him in harm's way. I mean, I think I would
maybe a little button route.
Yeah, I think you could expect him to avoid contact, but I'm really gun shy after the Hollywood Brown thing last year. You see some of these teams that lose these guys in the preseason. Who was it? No, that wasn't a preseason. That was a regular. It was the Chargers, right? I want to say played a guy like in a regular season game that seeding or whatever was already wrapped up and he got hurt. So, I tell you what, if they play those guys and something happens to one of them, man, there's gonna be a lot of second guessing going on in the media and Chiefs Kingdom. I feel like the other storyline of the preseason has been like Chiefs started good against the Cardinals, but defense looked kind of bad and ended up giving up the lead and lost that game. They just got dominated in all facets of the game against Seattle. In that game, that was a weird situation. It was a late game. It was raining out there, so who knows? None of the starters, none of the key guys, the big name guys that you know of, like played in that game.
Yeah, they got like 6
but they
it wasn't much.
They have not looked good. I know the defense has been bad. The run defense has been really, really bad so far. Again, it's preseason. You don't take too much away from that. Chiefs were 0-3 in the preseason last year. But, Nick, do you think like that says anything about the team's depth at all, or is it really just not a big deal and doesn't really matter?
Yeah, look, it doesn't inspire confidence, right? Is the kind of the corporate speak there. I just haven't seen them make like a solid stop on defense. They had Hicks got an interception, but it was one of the weirdest. Yeah, it was thrown right to him.
Murray thought that Hicks
really
was on the team or something.
Yeah, defense make a stop. Now, I mean, I'm not worried about the run defense if you're telling me that Chris Jones didn't play at all, right? I mean,
Nick Bolton wasn't out there. Nick Bolton
wasn't out there. Yes, so I mean, I'm not like super concerned, but I'm also nervous because you just haven't seen the defense look good. And I think as like Chiefs fans, we have like a long history of like seeing our team just have like no defense, at all when we have like good offense. And it's just, I don't know that that's ever going to go away from me. Like when I see it, I'm like, oh, please don't.
They've had a top 5 unit now for what, 3 or 4 years? Yeah. But yeah, I understand. I hear you.
You know what I mean? Overall.
So yeah, I'm not raising alarm bells. I think it was Kevin earlier. He was, talking about he's worried about the secondary. I mean, here we go, right? Yes, safety room is a chief concern. So like, look, I'm not gonna judge. I think Hicks is gonna be okay. Cook, he's decent number 2. I also think that, one of the things we talked about a couple of weeks ago, Scotty, was like the Chiefs aren't doing anything except for like playing like bland defenses, right? And that's really not like what Spag's strengths are. So I'm not that concerned.
Yeah. Bo, I mean, no real level of concern, no real reason for concern, is there?
I mean, a level, but not like what the media is making it out to be, right? Where it turns into this 30-minute segment, like, oh, are the Chiefs cooked because they couldn't finish out a preseason game?
Is the dynasty over?
Yeah, exact, dude. That was this week's headline. So funny. No, I never take too much stock in any preseason games. It's not. I don't think preseason games are really for the fans to be like this critical or this analytical about. I think it's more for the coaches. I mean, and what they're looking for is, you know, the basics, small footwork, you know, are they in the right position? Like, what can you polish up? They're getting tape on these guys, right? I don't think they're coming out there like 110%. We got to win this game. Even that's the players' attitudes trying to make the team, you know, but no, I mean, the Bears, right? Didn't they go undefeated last year in preseason? Everybody's like, oh my God, here they go. And I think they went 8-8, right? So, I mean, it's just, you can never take too much stock. Now, the level of concern for me, is, like you kind of alluded to, was the depth piece, right? Like this is the sample size of our depth players, and so it's not looking too promising. But again, like when you're running vanilla defenses without your first guys in there, it's a different speed, it's a different game altogether. Like I was equating it to an all-star college game, right? Where you're trying your hardest actually though, versus all-star games people don't try their hardest. Like these guys haven't had many reps together. They don't have that team cohesion. They don't get the tricks out of the bag, you know. So it's a tough, rougher game preseason. It just doesn't. I don't think it's meant for the fans to be this analytical over. It's fun to watch, but like don't take that much stock in them.
Yeah, listen, I still get mad when they lose the preseason games just because I want them to win like all the time. I realize listen, I realize it doesn't mean anything, and I don't really have any concern. The defense looked like this last year in the preseason too, and then they were one of the better units in the NFL last year during the regular season, and were pretty good in the playoffs too. So I'm not worried about it at all. Yeah, maybe the depth is there, but listen, man, like show me a team that if you're out there with your second and third string linebackers and defensive linemen, right, like is going to look good.
You expect it to shine?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not going to look good. I feel like these other teams too, especially the Seahawks, man, like they were out there, they were playing their guys, right? And yeah, not really worried.
They have legitimate questions about like their quarterback too, right?
Sure,
and Drew Lock is like he's trying to be a starter somewhere, so I just
they've got a lot more questions than answers than the Chiefs have for sure. So yeah, that's a fair point. Converse of that, Gardner Minshew has looked really good in this preseason, man.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Bo, you feel pretty good with Gardner Minshew as a backup, especially maybe with the last couple of guys they had holding the clipboard?
Dude, yeah, at this point last year, I feel way better than I did with Carson Wentz at the helm, you know, like he looks a little bit more poised, a little bit more under control. Like he's been there, you know, he has the role about him. Just you know, I don't know. He's been a Raider. I'm just like I always have a disdain for them until they show out. So you know, winning changes everything. So I don't know if we ever need him and he shows out, that'll change my opinion about that. But no, I mean, yeah, looks good. No complaints here. Better than Zappy.
Yeah, he better watch out. You're talking about Laney's guy there, Bailey Zappy. Ooh, looks terrible again. He didn't learn his lesson from the terrible passes he made in the first game. He was firing them into triple coverage and trying to turn over the ball against the Seahawks. He did get bumped down to the fourth string, though. I did notice that. Like, they brought Oladokin in even before they brought Bailey Zappi in. Listen, Bailey Zappi's not going to play a snap for the Chiefs in a regular season or postseason game this year. So, kind of irrelevant. Nick, Gardner Minshew, man, you see him if he was forced into coming in for a few games, maybe you could send that guy out there and expect to win?
Yeah, I mean, first, Bo, I mean, Raiders to the Chiefs, like, talk about rags to riches, right?
Started at the bottom, now he's here.
Yeah. And, yeah, look, he's looked good. He's looked serviceable. He's looked like he's comfortable executing the plays. And, you know, definitely an upgrade over, you know, who did we have last year? Was it Carson Wentz?
Yeah. Man, it went south fast for Carson Wentz.
Man. Yeah, that was...
Didn't it, though?
It usually does for quarterbacks, but it seemed like even more so for that guy.
Yeah, so, you know, unfortunate for him. It sucks, but he definitely didn't have it. I mean, we got shut out. Remember, you know, that ass whooping that we took from when we played like Home Depot employees in the 17th game against the Broncos. But, yeah, look, I'm happy. I'm happy with the pick. I think it's like a very Andy Reid era Chiefs backup quarterback type dude, right? I mean, somebody that's got experience, that has proven that he can go out and win an NFL football game. Maybe not win a lot of them, but like he's just got to win, maybe one and hopefully none, right? Hopefully all he's doing is going out there and, garbage time when we're up by 20 points. But I feel more comfortable now at our backup quarterback position than I did, the previous couple of years.
Yeah, it's definitely an upgrade.
Yeah. Ever since Henny retired, right? This is the best I've felt since Henny retired. So
sure. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'd take that.
I'm in agreement with you there. Yeah. Anything is possible, baby. We'll have to come up with some cool nickname for Gardner Minshew if he comes in and wins. I mean, I know there's Minshew Mania, and he's kind of got that. I think some people will call him Uncle Rico too, because of the mustache or whatever.
That one, dude.
That's a pretty good nickname, I guess. I don't know. Maybe we could just roll Uncle Rico if need be. But yeah, man, it looks like
Fitzpatrick vibes to me, right?
Right.
Kind of the journeyman quarterback, but
right.
He's got the skills to kind of back it up. Plus, he's got a little bit of swagger, a little bit of moxie.
Right.
To him.
He's a guy that if you got him starting like half your games or more, you're probably in trouble. But he can come in and play really well for 2 or 3 or 4 games, and that's just kind of silly. And I think he's a cool dude too. He looks comfortable and confident. Like he looks like he understands the offense. I never really felt that Carson Wentz. I mean, not only did his physical abilities look severely diminished, but Blaine Gabbert to me was never a guy that. Listen, Carson Wentz at his peak was an MVP candidate. There were people talking about him as an MVP. Blaine Gabbert to me was a guy that was nowhere ever near being a legit starter in the NFL. So I always was kind of concerned with him as a backup. Luckily, I don't think the Chiefs ever really had to play him in a snap or a game that mattered. But going back to Henny, that's a good point. I think Gardner Minshew is definitely the best backup we've had here in 3 or 4 years. So shout out Chad Henne if you come across the show. Man, like what that dude did come in and like that drive. Remember that Jacksonville playoff game we went to, Nick? And
yeah,
like Mahomes came out. That was the one where they
90-yard drive or 98-yard drive or something.
Right. Yeah, it was crazy.
He almost threw a pick. I was like, oh no,
almost.
It's almost. Right. And then
right. Yeah, he came in too in that playoff game, right? Played the second half against the Browns. That was Chad Henne and had the huge 4th down completion to Tyreek Hill, man.
To Tyreek, yeah.
So we were sitting at that game, Bo, and
Chiefs led.
The Jaguars game, Mahomes got hurt and they took him off and X-rayed him or whatever. And I see him out on the sideline and I'm being so fucking annoying to Scott. I'm like, dude, Mahomes is throwing the ball. Is he gonna play? Scott's like, I'm seeing the exact same stuff you are. I don't know anything more than you do. 3 seconds later, I think he's gonna go out, dude. Do you think he's gonna play? I'm
texting you guys on TV. He's warming up on the sidelines. Like, yeah,
that's what I was doing. I was texting Bo. I was like, dude, what are they saying on TV, man? Because they weren't saying nothing. And he came out for a while too before he went back in. It wasn't like he came out and then went right back into the game. But yeah, man, Chad Henne, dude, Chiefs. I mean, that dude's Chiefs legend, Chiefs Kingdom. He should never have to pay for a meal or a beer in this city. I guarantee you that. I'll tell you that right now. But
not if I'm at that restaurant, he won't.
About old Chad Henne. So, Chiefs are going to wrap it up, man, against the Bears here. The Bears, our buddy Dan, my buddy Dan's Bears.
Who was that in the chat that was talking Bears earlier?
How's Coach Ron feeling about his Bears, man? They looked Caleb Williams. We were just talking about preseason, right? You take it with a grain of salt, but they were lighting the Bills up.
Because he gets to watch them win, dude. He loves the preseason because he gets to watch the Bears finally win. I was actually at home last week when the Bears were playing.
Yeah.
And I got to be like, oh, man, preseason champs, here we go. He laughed. He's good-natured about their
them and the Broncos
decade. Yeah, exactly. No. Should be a good game, though.
Off-season, preseason division champion, Denver Broncos.
Most improved in the offseason.
This is so funny to me that it's it was the Chargers, right, forever. And now, some people, even before the Rashawn Slater injury happened, but now it's everybody's just moved on from the Chargers as the team that's going to dethrone the Chiefs. And it's clearly the Broncos now, even though they didn't win a game against a playoff team last year and had one win. I guess they're one win against that. I guess Tampa Bay. So they had one win. They were 1-5 or 1-6, I think was the stat. Now that I'm thinking about it, against playoff teams last year. I'm not worried about Denver Broncos this year, but
I'll see it when I believe it.
right, see it when I believe it for sure.
I just love how teams somehow, while they watched our Super Bowl, admittedly get his ass kicked in the Super Bowl, somehow close the gap because they were at home watching that game instead of playing in it. Like, okay, makes sense.
There are Broncos fans out there that legit read into that game to the week 18 or whatever it was last year where they smoked us. And I'm like, dude, did you not like see any of the Chiefs players' names out there? I mean, there was guys playing I never even heard of.
Right.
Well, not only that, it's like, did you not watch any other games? Was that the last game you watched of NFL football?
Right. I mean, did you not watch the Chiefs take down the Bills in the playoffs again? And Josh Allen, the best quarterback in the NFL.
For a slump year to come in on the playoffs and score that many points against the Bills and be like, oh yeah, the Chiefs are, it's wild takes out there. It's hilarious.
Josh Allen, the new best quarterback in the NFL somehow. We put that out on the X account. It's so funny to me. You'll see people say, well, Patrick's got no chance of catching Brady because of the head-to-head in the playoffs and the Super Bowl loss and all this other shit. But then, they turn around and say, Josh Allen's the best quarterback and he's better than Patrick Mahomes now. And I'm like, dude, he's 0-4 against him in the postseason. Patrick's got the stats and the wins in the postseason. It's man, so fucking crazy. Josh Allen's a good quarterback. Got respect for the guy.
The best times we're living in.
But
you got people twisting themselves into pretzels trying to talk about
why. Did you still write that article though, where it's Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the AFC? That's such a backhanded compliment to him. We all know he's not.
Right. Yeah, and then there's that video too they put out there. It's he's the best quarterback ever to not make the Super Bowl. Okay. What's that mean? Show me a really good quarterback that never made the Super Bowl.
Is he even the best quarterback to not make a Super Bowl?
Dan Marino went and made a Super Bowl. It wasn't he's the best quarterback to never win a Super Bowl. He's the best to ever not make a Super Bowl, which, listen, I don't know, Trent Green was a damn good quarterback. He never got to the Super Bowl, but first part of his career got cut out from underneath him with the injury, right? And playing with the Chiefs, he was really good. He had a couple seasons up there where he look at his yards and his numbers. He was up there with Peyton Manning and the best quarterbacks in the league at that time. But he had a short career in Kansas City, like I said, with the injury. He got a late start. But, he's the best quarterback to never make a Super Bowl. Who's second on that list?
Yeah, that's a good dude. I'm racking.
You know what I mean? I don't.
Well, is he even the best quarterback in the AFC that's never made a Super Bowl right now? Would you say that he's better than Lamar Jackson? Definitively,
that's tough.
Exactly. That's always going to come down to the numbers argument, right? They're going to go for touchdowns, interceptions. But yeah, actually, no, Lamar, did he have more touchdowns too?
Dude, that's so funny.
He definitely doesn't have as many turnovers as Josh does.
He definitely doesn't have it. Yeah, we're putting that out there.
And he's got 2 MVPs, 2 league MVPs.
Right.
So I don't know. That's just and yeah, it's got your point. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
Old River Phillips.
Hang the banner, as Nick Wright would say, right? Hang the banner, best quarterback to never
go to a Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Phillip Rivers.
I guess I look at Josh Allen as better than Lamar Jackson, but I don't really know why. Maybe we need to rethink that. Lamar Jackson, I could listen to the argument that he's better than Josh Allen.
Certainly a case to be made for that argument, right?
Yeah. And even Josh Allen's MVP was a sympathy card.
A lot of people think
sorry you never won
it over him again, right?
Derek was a Marino homer.
Mm-hmm.
Was I make fun of him like he still is.
Right, that's funny. Dan Marino.
Phillip Rivers? River Phillips.
River Phillips is the singer, right?
Yeah.
River Phoenix was the actor.
River Phoenix.
No, River Phillips. I thought. Oh man, it's
Is River Phillips a person?
Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, I think River Phillips is like a female pop singer.
Oh man, I think that stuff just kicked in.
Yeah, see, Jay Long just said Jim Kelly.
Jim
I was thinking,
He-
Jim Kelly? Did he made the Super
Yeah.
Bowl though? Right?
He went
And they
for
lost
4 in a
him
row,
to-
right?
Yeah, he's like the lost 4 in a row.
It's not a never won a
Yeah,
Super Bowl
right.
conversation because
And that makes it even kind of more
that's a good
confusing.
pick.
Like,
him or Dan Marino would be.
I mean, okay, I'll sit there and listen to
Right.
that argument because there's a lot of
Yeah.
really great quarterbacks that made the Super Bowl and didn't win. Jim Kelly is he's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. But like the best quarterback to never be
Cheers,
the
Joe.
one. He's definitely the best quarterback to never be the 1 seed. I'll give him that. I just like
Lamar Jackson even did that.
like you. How far? How many like the accomplishments? How many accomplishments do you want to like take off the list to make him the best, man? Like I don't get it.
I love these qualifiers, dude. This is great.
Right,
Let's
yeah.
He's the best quarterback to never be that good, you know?
Right. We put it out on the Chiefs Kingdom X account too. It's like Patrick Mahomes has 5 AFC championships and Josh Allen has 5 AFC East division titles. Like Patrick Mahomes has gone to the Super Bowl as many times as Josh Allen's won his division. And again, it's not all on Josh Allen. Wins that like that whole debate about whether wins or a QB stat is so interesting to me. Like it's definitely a team thing, right? Like
Right. Yeah.
but at the same time, the greatest quarterbacks win a lot of games. So, like, I don't know,
We
man.
definitely didn't go to a Super Bowl for 50 years and then went to 5 and 7 years with that one guy.
Yeah, right,
So, I mean,
right.
yeah. And everybody that throws that stat, this wins aren't a QB, stat, like, well, then be like, well, yeah, but Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowls. He's the greatest. It's like, well, I mean, I don't know.
Right.
It's a strange game to
Emphasize a
play.
little bit
There's no
longer
way to
with
win.
Brady.
There's no way to win.
You guys have seen the memes and the metrics of like all the great quarterbacks of like our era.
Mm-hmm.
But what they like all their stats before they reached the age of 30, or by the age of 30, they had all these kind of Super Bowl wins, MVPs,
Right.
all this stuff like that. And like Mahomes is number 1 in all the categories,
Everything.
even like Brady, right? Like it's
Right.
it's
Oh.
wild.
Listen, man, like I get people that say, well, he's got 7 rings, right? I mean, and whatever. And that's like the bar, right? A lot of people use to define
Sure.
like, who's the greatest, who has the most rings. Or
Perfectly
it's like
fine
one
bar
of
to me.
the strongest arguments. But like, listen, unless you're like a Tom Brady homer, and maybe this makes me sound like a Patrick Mahomes homer, but like I would like to think still if I saw Patrick Mahomes on another team and if you've watched Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady both play football and you think Tom Brady was like better than Patrick Mahomes, I don't know what you're watching, man. Like Patrick can stand in the pocket and do all the stuff Brady did, and he can scramble. He's on a statue that just stands there and takes sacks, and he can throw on the run, and he can. Dude, the things that Patrick can do that Tom Brady could never dream of doing is, I mean, the list is long, man. Like Patrick's a way better quarterback than Tom Brady. Does he have as many rings?
Dude.
No.
See,
Did he have as many
such a
top 5
weird-
defenses? No. Did he? You know what I mean? Like.
It's such a weird comparison to make because you already kind of brought it up, like the team aspect to it, right? Because like Brady obviously had like all stars around him,
And
offense,
defenses and
and all-star defenses, yeah. Like,
and
for sure.
the greatest coach of all time that people claim. I think Andy Reid's making an argument to be in there, but
would it take him getting 7 too to like compete with Belichick, or like I don't know, like damn, that's
I don't know. It's hard to say.
such a high bar. They fucking did.
Right.
He's kind of in the same boat where it's like Belichick beat him several times in the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, Belichick also, once Tom Brady left, didn't do anything. And Andy Reid was good with the Eagles and left. Bill Belichick's never been a good coach with anybody other than New England, right? And even when Brady left, like
He wasn't a good coach.
he
with
struggled.
New
like
England, yeah.
Andy Reid left the Eagles and kind of picked up where he left off. I know he had a down year or two there in Philly, and that's kind of what got him out of town. But I feel like a lot of that had to do with he was like the player personnel guy and the general manager and the head coach. That for whatever reason has been a bad combination for a lot of really good coaches. But I mean, Belichick ain't taken two different franchises to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, that's no doubt. I mean,
Bill Belichick never went to the Super Bowl with Donovan McNabb and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and he, like Andy Reid with Alex Smith, the quarterback, took over a franchise that was 2-14 the year before, and then started 9-0. I mean, the guy's obviously
franchise around.
Yeah, I mean, Belichick, you can't take anything away from what he did, the amount of games he won. Like he still had to build the team and keep the team going. And a lot of the early years, I think, Brady like had the knack for pulling the game out at the end, but they're only in a lot of those games because of the defense.
For sure.
So, I'm not going to say that, he's definitively the greatest coach ever. I think that Andy Reid has a solid argument. And how crazy is it, how like just a few years, right? Because like before Mahomes is like people were like, is Andy Reid a Hall of Fame coach? And now it's like he gets a quarterback and it's like, is he the greatest coach ever?
Right. Yeah, well, we've talked about that in this show. I mean, it's always more about the players, I think, than the coaches, right? I mean, coaches put the players in a position to do great things, but
you ain't winning 6 Super Bowls unless you got the guy.
Right, unless you got an all-time great quarterback.
Right along with the Patriots, though, right?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I'm sure that's going to be one of our criticisms if you look over the past 2 years and like us getting the Super Bowl and winning one of them is, well, yeah, they wouldn't be in the Super Bowl if it wasn't for their defense, and that was last year. That was pretty true for a lot of games, right? I mean, Patrick also has that neck.
Patrick also made the plays at the end, right? And
that's what I'm saying.
11 one-score games last year.
He also has that knack for coming clutch in the fourth quarter, but being in it in the fourth quarter is a huge testament to the defense, right? To where you can do that. Right. He wasn't doing 3, 4 score drives. You know what I mean? He was doing one to get back in and win it. So,
right. Yeah, I don't know. Chiefs are going to wrap up the preseason. We're going to be doing the next couple shows, our annual NFL preview show, and then the Chiefs 2025 preview show the week after that, Wednesday before the the season opener against the Los Angeles Chargers in Brazil. Make sure you're following us on the social media stuff. We're going to be putting out the polls here for the NFL preview show next week, where we'll pick our division winners. We'll maybe give our playoff spots, what we think. There's some intriguing storylines that are not Chiefs. So next week's show might be there'll be Chiefs news, and we'll talk about like anything that goes on or any breaking news or any developments between now and then with the Chiefs. But yeah, next week's going to be league heavy and league stories and where we see maybe these other AFC contenders and what we think the NFC looks like. And if the Eagles continue their trend of every other year of making the Super Bowl and then the following year being a wild card team and getting their ass whipped by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the wild card round of the playoffs so bad that people are like saying Nick Sirianni should be fired. Remember that? Like how bad they were the year before last. They got bombed out by the Buccaneers. It was like what, 35? It was like basically like what they did to us in that Super Bowl. So
I had some people that I work with that are Eagles fans are like, yeah, we just got to fire our coach. Like he had you in the Super Bowl like a year ago.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. That goes to the Jalen Hurts thing. We'll talk about him.
They also went like
mad respect.
11 wins, 2 wins, 13 wins. Right? You're just like, what team does that?
Yeah. No. Yeah. And and they like I said, they got smoked by the Bucs in that wild card game. That was Jason Kelsey's last game, right?
Right.
I'm not saying that's why he retired, but So looking forward to doing that. Looking forward to the season coming up here. Make sure, like, if you're not following us on our social medias, go check us out there. We've still got this signed Isaiah Pacheco jersey that
it's going to go to somebody.
Itching to give away. God, like we would love for someone to be able to.
So close.
I guess maybe you don't wear signed jerseys, but you might wear it one time to a watch party or something, right? Maybe don't eat with it on, take it off before you start getting into that cheese dip or something. But we'd love for you to at least have it up in your Chiefs den or showing it off at least the Chiefs party. We're only I think it's 85 subscribers away from 1,000. They're on YouTube. So if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. Because one of the 1,000 odds of winning a signed Isaiah Pacheco jersey that's a pretty sweet deal. Those are pretty good odds. You're not going to get that on Chiefs bids. Man, speaking of that real quick, did you guys see the Patrick Mahomes autographed cleats they're giving away there? Woo!
Oh, dude.
Man, dude, I want that.
Did you see the Mahomes? I think it was Andy Reid signed Super Bowl used game ball.
I did not see that.
Oh, wow. Dang.
And I think they had one that was like Andy Reid and Travis Kelce signed.
Woo!
It's going for $4,000.
Right.
See, I go for the other ones.
That looked good.
This one that says
it looked good, right
Kansas
about there.
City.
I think.
Yeah.
I think that.
Ooh, yeah. There's a spot
Reid
for
signed
it right
football would look good right
there.
there.
A lot
you
of
go.
room.
You just gotta,
Right.
just gotta go buy it.
Yeah. But
just click that
With
subscribe
all that
button.
YouTube
Come on,
money.
people. It's one click away. One click away for your
Right.
Isaiah Pacheco jersey.
It's that easy. And like I said, 1 in 1,000 odds are good odds to win a signed jersey. So really appreciate everybody tuning in this week. Had a lot of fun. Bo, it was good to have you back, man. Good talking football with you.
Good to be back.
I'm so looking forward to. I have fun doing this year round and catching up with you guys in the chat, and everybody knows that. But I'm really looking forward to doing the show this season, man. It just adds so much enjoyment to being a Chiefs fan in this dynastic run that we've been on here, and this dream world fantasy land that we've been living.
Right? What are we doing right now? We're on the internet doing
what do you guys said a
the
second ago?
Good, finally.
5 Super Bowls in 6 years. No team has ever gone to 6 and 7. So Chiefs can really, really do some pretty amazing shit here. Join the Bills, coincidentally, after we were kind of ripping on them and joking with them a little bit about them, but as the only team other than them to make 4 straight Super Bowls. Yeah. So make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, make sure you're here next week. Follow us on social media so you can vote in the polls and get it on the giveaways. Join the CKL Pick'em League. We have all kinds of fun stuff going on, and we're looking forward to spending this season with y'all. Until next week, let's go Chiefs.
Let's go Chiefs.
Let's go Chiefs.